Welcome to Access a Trader, the #1 community for those who are committed to taking control of their trading in order to achieve success, profitability, and longevity. Thank you for joining us. Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good morning everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessTheTrader.com weekend update show. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody is doing well, trading well, happy, and living your best life. If you could be so kind, guys, take a second out, support the channel. It takes a second, click a like. And again, I will continue to do my best, right? My best to help you guys on today basis. Just a quick announcement before we get started. It was asked a lot. It was inquired a lot. We are doing, in case maybe I mentioned before, maybe we're not, I am doing the third installment of the PS60 workshop. I think it's 3.0. Cool name, very original. It is going to be tentatively June the 22nd. So if you are interested in learning about pivots or, joining us, whatever the case may be, use this time frame before June 22nd to be available, right? To be available to participate in the workshop. The video of the workshop will not be released for at least another year. So if you are planning to come aboard, taking the trial, whatever the case may be, welcome. You're more than welcome. It's going to be June 22nd. So hopefully everybody will attend and take advantage, right? So that's that. So let's talk about the take. Market continues its numbingness of the whole tariff situation, as we've seen now for the last 3 weeks, completely disregarding any single macro geopolitical headline, tariff story. We had a little bit of a start of progression in the China United States trade agreement. Nothing obviously done, a little bit of a pause, just kind of like taking a deep breath. Markets obviously reacted positively to that. For the week, S&P went up a staggering 5.5%, 5.2%. Dow was up 3.4%, and the Nasdaq is just going absolutely out of its mind, up over another 7.2%. And again, remember, the common denominator is we're brushing off bad news, right? That's kind of a big deal. And what happens on Friday? We get a little bit of a matzo ball, right? We get a little bit of, a little bit of a something of a curveball. Moody's downgrades the United States credit rating, citing rise in government debt. If you guys remember, Fitch, I believe, downgraded, I think if it was 2022 or 2023. So it's not really that big of a deal. Obviously, the market looked at it as a big of a deal after the close. Everything is getting hit after the close, but it feels like a liquidity grab to me, right? It really does. It feels like a liquidity grab. They could have done this Monday. They could have done this at any time throughout the week. They could have done it Friday in the middle of the day. They chose to do it Friday after the close when there's absolutely no liquidity. Stock prices will get a little more exaggerated. And if the market holds serve the way it's been holding serve for the last 3 weeks, I think this dip gets bought. I really do. It's not anything earth-shattering, anything staggering on a day-to-day basis. We've been hit with a lot worse things. And in the true fashion of this rally, I do believe this dip gets bought. Whether it gets bought in 1 day or 2, I don't know. But it's going to, you have to give the bulls the benefit of the doubt. And if we do get an exaggerated open to the downside on Monday, remember, we're in the middle of a massive rally, right? You don't get massive reversals on gap downs. You get massive reversals on gap ups, blow off tops, right? Exhaustion tops. You don't get it on a gap down. So you want to use that opportunity come Monday morning to test levels, right? That's the whole point of the PS60 theory, is testing levels. It's not scary if you know the importance of a level. And the most important part is if you are aware of those levels, you can see how price action is discovered on that level. So if you are looking for dips, you want to buy strong stocks into rising daily support. We always talk about that. The Teslas of the world and the Nvidias of the world. They're monster runaway trucks right now. You want to use, just a couple of names off the top of my head to take advantage of prices. I mean, Tesla closed in the 350 area with June 425 calls. You think a light volume gap down is going to change the predominant price action into the close? Probably not, right? The people who are buying stock into the close into anticipation of a extended run, they're going to defend prices. It's just kind of how the market works. The majority of volume that takes place in one area, that's the organic flow, right? The artificial insemination, right, on a light volume after hours liquidity grab is an opportunity to get those 350 shares, for example, on a Tesla, maybe get it down to like 337, 338, 340 level. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the bulls continue to brush off bad news. I don't even view this as a bad news scenario. It's not like anything earth-shattering that we woke up one morning and go, hey, wait a minute, do you guys realize we have a lot of depth? Right? We know about this for years and years and years. So it's going to be very interesting to see if the bulls buy the dip. Strong stocks continue to act very, very strong. The earnings are doing very, very well. The price action in the market is extremely, extremely bullish. And the question is how long, right? Because if you guys remember throughout the week, the one thing I keep on reiterating the point of stick with the stocks that are just kind of coming out of channels now. You don't want to buy fresh positions 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 days above their natural pivot. Because again, if there is some sort of bad news, if there is some sort of curveball in the market and gravity becomes real, the stocks that had the biggest runs are going to get pulled first. And again, here's a perfect example. Meta had an incredible run, right? Meta had a run from 479 all the way up to 662. But if you notice, the market showed a little bit of weakness, right? And what was the first stock that gets pulled, right? Meta goes down from 662 all the way down to 426. Again, if you're trading 3 shares, it doesn't make a difference to you. If you're trading any type of size, I don't know how you could hold a $40 pull against you and still be upright. So be very wary of stocks that are trading at very, very high levels, because again, they're the ones that are going to get pulled first. Having said that, because they're so strong, you want to buy them, right? You want to buy them into rising support. So if you get a gap down, for example, into Meta on Monday, into the 10-day moving average, don't be afraid to test that along there. That's the whole point of rising support. For example, if Tesla gets down to the 5-day moving average, again, I want to test that along there. Again, you have an amazing move. You have massive option flow coming into the stock. Use artificial insemination, right, to buy stocks that closed. For example, Tesla closed nearly 350. If it gets down to 337, 338 on the rising 5-day, again, why not take a shot there? Again, it's telling you where the last reality of price discovery took place. And if it holds, there's a chance we go green on the day. Again, there is a very good chance. So we'll see exactly how the bulls play out next week. What else is going on here? It's a good question. What else is going on? When you're kind of infatuated with the bull market, right? It's very, very easy to get sidetracked about euphoria and all that good stuff. I think the key to maturity as a trader, you really need to know when to push, right? You need to know when to push. You need to know when to scale back. And we've been in a cycle now for the last 3 weeks have been very, very bullish. And again, you keep on hearing the same thing over and over again. This is why I took a kind of a mental break on Friday from social media. You just hear from novice traders, well, the market can't rally anymore. Why not? Right? Like, why not? It's the same argument you heard in February when we lost the 50-day moving average day one. Well, we can't go down anymore. Really? Can't go down anymore. Well, Q's went down 90 points. Again, guys, the longer you trade in this business, you're going to realize the irrelevance of your opinion. And it's so important to understand that. It's so incredibly important to understand that, we are not trying to trick the market. The market's not trying to trick you. If the closing price of a stock is 50, right, that's fair value. Okay, it might have came from 30, but there's a chance it might still go to 100. So why guess? Why build your career of guessing? The market is telling you pretty aggressively what's going on, whether it's brushing off bad news and reclaiming big levels technically, or negating bad news. These are all bullish things. So again, is there potential we do get some sort of back test this week? Sure, absolutely, right? Absolutely. Again, we had a 7% run, 7% run last week. We took a breath the week before, and the previous 2 weeks we were up 11%. So healthy rally. The bulls are doing very, very well. The question is, how many stocks you can take advantage of coming off the bottom channels to see the next leg up? And we'll get that answer very, very quickly. So let's talk about pivots. I took 2 trades on Tesla on Friday. Okay. The first one was over 350. The problem with the 350 push, it started hitting a little bit of supply into that 352 area. So it was a little bit of a cash flow move. Came back, used break even as a stop, and then we took that first bounce. And again, just because I know the question is going to be what's the difference between the first 2 PS60 workshops versus the third one. The third one is where the last 5 years the PS60 theory has really developed. And in this workshop, we're going to be targeting how to trade these bounce places, how to trade these rejection plays, how to use option flow, right? Option flow has been a massive game changer in the last 5-6 years since we've done the last webinar. How to use that, right? How to use that to your advantage when confirming a channel. How to navigate the trade. Again, where is your max potential, right? Where is your measure potential? Where is your max pain? How much room do you want to give it from a technical money management side so you know exactly what your exposure is before you put on the trade? So there's going to be a lot of cool things that we will cover. But again, when I talk about bounce plays, there'll definitely be an area of the PS60 workshop that we will definitely address and kind of give you guys a kind of an eyeful of what happened. So I took the initial 350 pivot, made a little bit of money on there. Then we took that first initial bounce from 349 on the rising 5-minute. Around them though 2 points or so. So decent move there. But then you started getting these weird stocks, right? Weird stocks. And there was nothing more weirder than ACAT. ACAT's usually not a name I would focus on. There was a buyer that came in pre-market. We were watching it during morning strategy. A guy came in for 20,000, swept up literally all the liquidity in the book, got filled, and then he came back for another 20,000. And got filled again. And ACAD just went out of its mind, like completely out of its mind. It was a beautiful chart to begin with, but this damn thing ran up $5 on some sort of verdict, on a potential verdict from a federal court. I mean, one of the biggest moves. I didn't trade this thing. It's not really my thing, but congratulations for you guys that took it. I mean, this thing went literally from like the 1820s, 1850s levels all the way to 25. Just an incredible move on ACAD. CELH didn't confirm. Google, nice move here. 67 opens below, needs to confirm. Went to like 69.5, and obviously there's a lot of weakness in the market, so that was fine. ETOR gave a nice pop. 67.43 needs to confirm. Here was ETOR. eToro was a pretty new IPO. If you look at the intraday move, here's the whole 68 area. Popped all the way up to 69 now. So $2 move on ETOR before it reversed. I think that might be it, right? Yeah, I think that might be it. So the moral of the story is, guys, use this weekend to kind of, figure out, number one, what type of trader you want to be. I've said this for a long time. Pivots are not for everybody. They're just not. If you have a $500 account, $2,000 account, it's just not for you, right? It's just absolutely not for you. It's a very unique way. We're literally the only people on the planet who traded this way. So you're not going to get pretty much any feedback outside of our walls. But if you are interested, guys, again, take advantage. The PS60 Workshop 3.0 will be tentatively June the 22nd. If you guys know how many people Zoom holds, you probably want to register quickly just because, again, we have a lot of chunk of that potential fill up into the Zoom webinar already. If you're interested, all you have to do is come aboard, enjoy yourself, ask a lot of questions, and hopefully it will be something that fits your mold. Guys, have a great weekend. God bless everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. And with God's help, I'll see you all on Monday. Take care.